Feels like ages since I've posted a video, but in reality, I bet it's not. Thanks for watching. I've got a right little list here that I need to go through. What's the date today? Saturday, the 10th of June 2023. I'm going to have to keep my glasses on. So I've just completed a build. Them that follow me on Facebook and Instagram and other social media sites, you'll know what that is. It's the Rev GR1 GR1 pen tick, which I've converted from their farewell scheme GR4. It's just omitting a little transponder underneath, that's all. And I did a few bits into the cockpits, no drama. So straight away off the bat, thanks to John W. Sharrock, the mediocre modeler on YouTube, for actually supplying me with that kit. And not only did he give me the kit, he sent me a bunch of aftermarket decals and interior stuff, seat belts, cockpit instrument panels, the whole bag of mashings, paint and everything. He even sent me a couple of stickers over as well. So John, I know I've said thank you on Facebook, mate, but thank you ever so much for sending me that. Especially with my really small stash, it's really helped. So a couple of ticks there. The kit itself, I'm not going to labour on too much about the kit, because at the end of the day, I mean, how many have I built now? God above. I keep getting drawn back to it. The 1 in 48 kits, the fitting cabinets, and the Tornado's a lovely kit. Tornado's a lovely kit. It's equally as good as it is bad in equal measure. And I have posted a couple of instant tips photos onto social media over the last sort of 7-10 days, just explaining again about the air intakes and the best way to tackle that. Don't expect absolute perfection from this kit, because you're not going to get it, okay? You're going to get 99% end of, unless you absolutely put every single ounce of skill and judgment and everything else into it. You're going to get 99%. But I keep getting drawn back to it because it's, like I said, it's as frustrating as it is good in equal measure, okay? But the reason that I'm glad that I got this particular kit is because Nigel and Phil, when I bumped into them at Telford last year, we had a little chat, and we'd love to see you down at Telford 2024, Mark, with some of your kits, some of your Tornadoes. And I said, that's fantastic, mate. Yeah, brilliant. Definitely happy to help with that. And I have got me Italieri 1 in 32 GR4 that's in the big cabinet there, and I'll put some pictures up here as well. But like a lot of Tornado builders, there are certain schemes that sort of sing and dance out, and the one that I've always wanted to do, excuse me, but never got round to doing it, is the Winter Arctic scheme, the snow scheme. So when you go onto Google and you type in Tornado, Arctic scheme or snow scheme, it brings up a very small section of information. And then you hit images, of course, and it does show you the different sort of styles of Arctic scheme that have been applied. And when I've looked into it myself, it's just a standard GR1 grey and green that looks like it's been overpainted on the green with white. So it looks like a grey and white bird. And I've got to say, it does look really cool. Pictures. Okay. But like I said, the reason that I'm glad that I got this particular kit, the Revel 1 in 48, is because I wanted to be able to practice using my MRPs to see whether I needed to lay a green down before I laid the white on top. But when you look at images on Google, there is absolutely no green showing through whatsoever. So when I come to do the Italieri 1 in 32 bird, I won't need to put the green down. it's 50% to me is, I know it's there, and then the other 50% is, well, it's a waste of time. And it depends on what sort of project I'm doing. I finished that Spitfire off, and there's a lot of sort of internal work that you will never ever see, and you don't need to paint every single thing. You don't need to do every single thing, but because it was like a brand new release kit, and I wanted to do it right, I did all that internal work, and I know it's there, even though it'll never be seen. Okay. So like I said, basically it was to check out whether I needed to do white over green. It turns out I don't, not with that paint. So, Telford 2023, November this year, myself and a load of boys and girls are going from club, and we're doing the full 2 days. If you see us, feel free to give me a bumper or a higher mark, or, you know, whatever. Don't be shy, come and say hello. Just a normal bloke, me. And I'm hoping to pick up the Italieri kit from there, and then I've literally got a year to do that scheme, to convert that 4 back into a 1. Okay. So the kit itself, like I said, normal standard Revel Tornado kit, in that most of it goes together all right until you get to certain sections, and then it really, really tests your patience. And I do know people that have binned it at certain stages in the build, because it's a mind bender. Okay. But because I have built so many, that's my 15th of this kit, I can literally throw it together. I know, not a friend, an acquaintance, call him a friend of mine, Frank, in Holland. He is currently either building it or he's going to start building it. And he's been pinging me over the last couple of days, just asking, do I need to do this first? Do I need to do that first? I've watched all your videos, and Frank supplied me with information over the last 12, 18 months about certain paints and certain techniques. Because he's a pilot, he knows which way the rudder goes if the aeroplane wants to turn a certain way, and all about flaps and slats and all that kind of thing. And if ever I've put an aircraft in pose, in flight, Frank's my go-to guy. I'll say, hey Frank, hope you well. Listen mate, I want this plane climbing, banking to the left. What am I doing? And he sort of like tells me, which is great, because it's obviously first hand. Okay. Glasses on. Let us cover Kits for Kids. So Kits for Kids Project 2023 coming along nicely. We've just had the first batch of cash transferred from the Just Giving page to the bank account, which is great. Around about £3,000. Unfortunately, Just Giving only let you run the page for 120 days. So we've had to close down the initial page and set up page 2 on Just Giving. But I was able to extend that particular page, and I have done that until December. So Kits for Kids with Luke and Stuart and the guys down at Black Rifle Model Works, they are doing an auction, a kit auction, which is coming soon, I think. Not too soon, another 2 or 3 months. If you've got any kits that you want to donate to Kits for Kids Project 2023, go on to Black Rifle. Luke and the guys, they are absolutely flooding Facebook with videos and chats in general about how we can do that. And then come the night, we're hoping that we can raise a lot more money for this particular project. If you're not familiar with what Kits for Kids Project is, it's on a video down there somewhere, and certainly on Black Rifle. So please check that out. Okay. Next up is, so that's a fundraiser that I'm doing along with the guys this year. Also doing another fundraiser, and that has just closed. Every year, Sesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club, we always try and raise a little bit of money for either a local charity or a massive charity that's close to us hearts for one thing or another. We've done cancer research. We've done the local food bank. Last year we did Models for Heroes, and this year we've done South Emsall, Minthorpe, 23 Squadron on the Air Cadets, and we went up to them and said, you know, we're going to try and do a bit of a fundraiser for you. See if we can get a couple of quid together. Do you need any money for anything in particular? And talked to Mark and Gaz and Hannah, and like, yeah, we could actually do with an Xbox, as daft as it sounds. There is a method in the madness before you start thinking, what, you've raised money for them to sit and game all night. Not quite. So they can get an Xbox, a proper joystick, some flight sim software, and a monitor. And we could do with some money to go towards that so that we can have our own flight sim sort of game, if you will, up at Squadron. Because at the moment, if any of our cadets want to do flight sim, we have to go to, I think it's to Bawtry. Cadets down there, other side of Doncaster, we have to book it. We can only send two at a time. They only get an hour. Da-di-da-di-da. And it would be really, really cool if we could get some money towards that. How much do you need? You know, 500 quid would come in really, really handy, to be absolutely honest. And I go, yeah, have faith in Sesco Club, have faith in myself, and all the people who are encompassed in all of that, and we'll see what we can do. We are going to give them a check in the next week or two. Bearing in mind, target was 500 quid. Going to give them a check in next week or two for £1,300. Smug. Apply smug mode. Okay, so that's coming. Club is a week today. Loads to go through. Club is a week today. And again, because part of our giving back stature in the community, that's why we have the word community in our club title. We have invited some Cubs down. I think for people abroad that watch my videos, it's like a youth organisation in England. In the UK, it's Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, Cubs, Beavers, and all sorts of breakdowns of that kind of thing. But the kids that we've invited along a week today, that they are called the Cubs, and they're aged between 8 and 11. And the reason that we've invited them down to club is so that we can help them build a model so that they can qualify for their model making badge, because there's not many Cub outfits who have the ability to tap onto a local model club and use their people and their skill, even just down to obtaining kits, never mind to sit with them and help them and do it and try and get this badge that we want them to get. So we've got 10 Cubs coming next week, with obviously we sort of, you know, some of the leaders from the Cubs, and some of our guys are staying over as well. And we've been in touch with Airfix, and they've sent us their Challenger kit. It's a Challenger starter pack, and basically for 35 quid, if you want to do this yourselves, go onto Google or onto the Airfix site, and I think it's called a Challenge, Airfix Challenge. And basically for 35 quid, they send you 15 kits, glue, a bit of paint, some brushes, and some wristbands as well. We had options. You can go for a Fokker triplane, you can go for a tank or a sock with camel. Now, they're not in boxes, they're in bags, but hey ho, what difference does it make? 15 kits for 35 quid plus the paint and the tape, the glue, and some brushes and some wristbands. You can't go wrong with that. And we have got a couple of kits left over. So again, some of the lads that come down to club, they've got kids themselves, and they're going to bring their kids down, and we're going to all jump in. Sounds good to me. And off the top of that, shout out number 2, Mark and Ange Lid. down at club. Thank you ever so much. You know how much respect I've got for you guys in doing things for club. And Mark and Ange sorted the kits out. Okay, next shout out is for Sue at Ice Queen 7. You can't see it because I'm hiding my fridge. It's actually over here. Chatting with Sue the other night, and she's going to let me come on to that group and do a chat about kits for kids. While we're having a chat, somebody or in the background, I think it was Chris, or it might have been Plastic Monkey. Look at me shaking my head. They were talking about stickers, and I says, oh, you know, have you got any stickers? So I'd love a sticker off you for my fridge. I'm going sort of like multinational. Oh, it's there. Look, can you see it? Bit of a multinational, Facebook, YouTube channel type of fridge going off at minute. So thanks to Sue, because she sent me the 4 stickers that I asked for, and she hadn't charged me a penny. So cheers for that, lovey. Much appreciated. Shout out for SGS Models in Leeds. If you've not looked at SGS Models on the website yet, on Google, how old am I? On Google, SGS Models, kits, decals, resin, tools, absolutely everything that you could possibly need. Sean, who runs that, it does come down to club. You might have seen him on Club Vlog. He comes once a month, and he brings some stuff down for us, and we're all sort of like, it's like a bit of a car boat, if you will, except organised. And he lays all his wares out, and we all go and have a look. And even if we don't need it, it's like, actually, I might need that in a week or two, so I'll have one of them. So it's good for Sean, it's good for us. Happy days. Next on the bench, I said this on every video, and my stash just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but I'm not buying anything. I'm not buying anything yet. Do you know what? And I said this all the time as well. Look at me chuffing elbow. I said this all the time as well. I'm having a rest. And again, I'm going to say I'm having a rest. I'm just not. I'm not in the mode. One of the things that people, I'm picking scab off my elbow. One of the things that people talk about, certainly on Facebook forums, is the mojo. And I've lost my mojo. And what shall I do? I've lost my mojo. And the amount of people that come back and say, oh, you should build something simple, you should build something quick. Not for me. My mojo hasn't gone, but it's waning, if you will. I need a bit of a rest, because as a modeler, you know as well as I do, you can literally apply the last bit of weathering on one kit, and out at the corner of your eye, you've got your eye on your stash, and you're thinking, that's up next. And it's repetitive, isn't it? It's kit after kit after kit. And again, I've said in past, I've really going to want to build a subject for me to buy it. And out there at the minute, there's nothing that I really, really want of any scale, to be absolutely honest. So I'm having a rest. I'm not in a position where I've got a massive stash, or I've got a really healthy sort of like hobby income that lets me just go out and buy kits and keep them in my bedroom, and I can just pick and choose as and when I want. I don't have that luxury, I'm afraid. Wife and 2 kids. So what's next on the bench? It's a rest. I'm having a rest. Okay. That takes me on to the last 2 things that I'm going to talk about. So number 1, again, I was chatting with Sue and Chris, Ice Queen 7, the other night, and I was saying, you know, about this sort of how do you go live on YouTube? I have to do recordings, and when I've looked into it, not in too much depth, to go live on YouTube, you've got to have 1,000 subs, and you've got to have 4,000 viewing hours, and da-di-da-di-da. And thanks to Sue and the team, no, you haven't. All you need is a Streamyard account. And I think Luke and the team, they use the Streamyard account, Luke and Graham and Stuart. And Sue and the team use Streamyard as well. So I've set up a Streamyard account. I haven't dipped my toe in yet, because I'm I'm more of a sort of like laid back, let's do a 99% sort of research kind of bloke than before I pull trigger on anything. That's family, work, life, modelling, everything in general. I know that there is a category of people who do that, and I fall into that category. I'm more of a planner, methodical, cross every T, dot every I, planner before I go, oh, trust your gut. I'm not a trust your gut kind of guy, if I'm absolutely honest. I'm more of a, let's get this written down, let's make sure everything is watertight before I jump into anything. And I suppose at the end of the day, don't think about charging me £5 for my psychology unit either. I suppose at the end of the day, it's because at the very end, I like everything to be right, not just so. Does that make sense? I don't want it to. I never like to sit in the it'll do crew. I can't do with that. I like to sit in the that's it. Don't get any better than that crew. That's just who I am. So Streamyard is going to come from that. Glasses on. From that, and I know that a couple of people have asked. Sort of not repetitively, but yeah, over the last sort of 12 months, Mark, what? When are you going to bring Spotlight Star back? Why don't you do Spotlight Star anymore? Now, I suppose the tale behind that is that when we were at the Burntwood Centre, we had that massive, massive room. But off that, we had another little room where I could set my camera up on a tripod and do a Spotlight Star little chat, and we get to know the members and one thing and another. And that's for your benefit as a viewer, for your benefit, and it's also for the benefit who I'm sort of like having a chat to, because they can go back to the YouTube channel and go, I want to watch that again. I wonder if I've changed any of my answers on any of the questions that I got asked on that particular day. So the question I get asked is, Mark, when are you going to bring Spotlight Star back? The last one that I did was Mark Liddell, which I was really, really looking forward to, actually. Unfortunately, I set the camera up. We'd been chatting for about 25 minutes. We were looking at each other, and then when I looked up, the camera had actually drooped down on the tripod. So it's like, oh, shit the bed. Let's pause it there, Mark. Let's go back and let me rewind and see how much I actually caught before it went bleh. And we tried again, and it failed again. We tried again. Sounds like there's a wolf outside. And in the end, it was just such a... He says, are you going to post it on YouTube? And I went, I can't, mate. And again, this harbours back to what I said 2 minutes ago. I'd sort of like... I got 3 or 4 or 5 sections of video that I could have tried to paste together to make a continual flow. And he says, have you done it? I said, I can't do it, Mark. It's the people who I chat to deserve more than a Bodgett and Scarpa, because they sat chatting with me about modelling and stuff. So for me to try to just like, mend something that's completely broken, it's just not fair to the person that I'm interviewing. So with that comes back to StreamYard and YouTube. And again, once I pull the trigger on that, once I've done a little bit more research, I will be able to do the StreamYard Spotlight Stars like this, and put the picture up here, a live picture of the bloke or lady who I'm chatting to, and we'll be able to do it that way. So double thumbs up there. So that's StreamYard covered. Let me go through all this one. And then the last one. So back to the YouTube thing. 900-ish subs. I think it might be 894, 895. I've always said it's never ever bothered me, and it still doesn't. The amount of people who sub to me, it's just a number, and I'm not really into the number, if you will. But again, what I've always wanted to do is to be able to go like, not always, for a while I've been wanting to go live on the YouTube, right, Grandad, on YouTube, so that I can do things like Spotlight Star and get chat rooms going, and invite different people on in real time so that we can all have chats about this passion that we've got for sticking and gluing bits of plastic together. Okay. And again, I was always under the impression that, so was talking about a dark subject now, earning any money, you had to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 viewing hours. But again, chatting to Sue the other day, and I'm looking through some of her descriptions on her videos, and I said, what's that all about? Buy me a coffee. And so she explained it to me. She says, oh yeah, it's, you know, I do this and we make stickers, we get stickers made and I have to post them out. And this buy me a coffee thing is like, it's like a PayPal type of thing where if I set up a buy me a coffee account and put the link in the description, if you watch my videos on a regular basis, or, you know, you think, yeah, I'll throw a couple of quid Mark's way and he might be able to buy a kit that he actually wants instead of another goddamn tornado at 25 quid. Then you can feel free to do so. So, on the bottom of that, buy me a coffee. I have set one up. I've set one up. What am I doing? I've set one up, right? The thing with buy me a coffee is that there's no minimum amount. You can chuck a couple of quid in if you want. I'm not pressuring anybody to do it, all right? Because it kind of rubs against the grain on what I believe in with the hobby. It's my hobby. I enjoy doing it. Shouldn't really have to fund me to sit here and enjoy myself. So it kind of rubs against the grain a little bit. But the more and more people who I talk to, like the guys at Black Rifle, like Sue, Ice Queen 7, etc., etc., and the more people that I see that are going, buy me a coffee, do me a Patreon, do me this, do me that. You know, it's £2 a month, it's £3 a month. And I watch some of them videos like I'm sure that you do, and I'll put your name up at the end, and it's like the credits at the end of a programme. And I watched one the other day, and it was a £3 a month Patreon. I'm not kidding, that it was like the Star Wars thing where's my screen with names going up here into a point, sort of like coming up screen. And I watched it for about 2 minutes and I thought, Jesus Christ, I need to turn this off. And I counted over 400. 400 Patreons on this particular fella's account. 400 times £3 a month. And I thought, yeah, I bet you do and all. You know, like a little bit of jealousy, but a little bit of, oh, that's a bit cringy, that. That is a bit cringy. But do you know what? Sod it. This is it. It's 10th of June 2023, and I've set up a buy me a coffee. So if you want to throw a couple of quid in, don't take piss, right, and throw me 50 pence in. Although every penny will be appreciated, I'm sure. Then yeah, I've pulled trigger on it. I'm going to do it. And as daft as it sounds, not only it sounds kind of how long have I been going? Sounds kind of weird that I'm saying, you know, basically when you set a Patreon up or a buy me a coffee, and I took this from Sue last week, that I'm not looking at it that if I get X amount of pounds, I'm going to be able to buy a kit. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm actually looking at it from a club's point of view and from a YouTube point of view, that if I get enough cash in this buy me a coffee thing, I'll be able to get some stickers done, club stickers, my stickers, and I'll be able to send you one of them and you can put it on your fridge. I'll be able to get some mugs done, and one thing another, da-di-da, more to do with club, to be honest, than me, okay. I'm number one supporter of Sesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club. All right. So that's what that's going to be mainly for. If I do buy a kit, because I get 30 quid in it, then I might do that as well. I'm winking, look, I'm winking to my son. All right. So I've been putting pictures up, or maybe I will, maybe I won't. Thanks for watching as usual. I've covered absolutely everything that I need to talk about right now. Club next week, Cubs after that. curry night then with Dave House and the boys. We're going over to, I think it's Clackheaton for that in a fortnight's time. June, and then we're into July, aren't we? Oh, go on, one more before I go. I think it's Saturday the 22nd of July. Me and George, we're going to Warhammer World in Nottingham. It's not too far away from us. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. We'll be calling in at Mackie D's on the way down. Standard issue breakfast if you've watched my videos before. It opens at 10 a.m. I think it closes at 8 p.m. It's his birthday the week before. He will be 12. So any money that he gets we're going to take him down to Warhammer World. Well, I am. I'm not inviting you along to say, jump in car, mate, I'll pick you up. That's not the kind of invite it is. What I'm saying is, at 10 o'clock in the morning, on Saturday the 22nd of July 2023, I will be at Warhammer World with George, and I think Mark and Ange as well. And if you happen to be there, don't make a special journey, for Christ's sake. If you happen to be there, I will come and say hello if you give me a shout, etc, etc. Yeah, we'll leave it there. My head's getting too big. Thanks for watching as usual, everybody. Stay safe, take care. Catch you next time. Cheers.